Great. Well, I'm here with Jeremy Clark, who is going to be the new centre manager for CAP in Eastleigh. Just going to ask him a few questions about CAP. And first of all, why don't you tell us a bit about what CAP is?
Yes, certainly. It was the charity was started in 1996 by a man called John Kirkby. Maybe you've heard about CAP, but he had a really difficult time in his life where he was in debt himself. He'd been in the finance industry, but done very well, but hit on bad times, and it really affected his life. In fact, his marriage broke up because of that. But following that, he, cut a long story short, he got in contact with Christians who led him to become a Christian. And he went back into the finance industry, but God called him to go into debt relief because that was some expertise he'd had in the past. And CAP started in his own front room as a debt relief organisation for people who were really in debt with creditors to a serious degree. And it grew from there. And now there's a big centre in Bradford. About 300 people work there on it, and 500 centres around the country.
Yeah. Great. And what do they do? What do they provide? It's obviously very much a gospel-centred.
Yes, it is. That's the great thing about it. It's a Christian organisation, so it doesn't only provide debt relief to people who sign up for it, but there's also the opportunity for prayer as they go through the process, but also there's the involvement of the gospel as well. The gospel is available for people who want to hear more about Jesus Christ.
Yeah, brilliant. That's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, why you're really excited about this, and it's great to have you taking on the role of centre manager, getting the thing relaunched again in September.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you have risen to the challenge of taking on the
Well, it's an interesting thing. I mean, I've only been in the church here for about the last 18 months. I came down from Reading to be nearer my two sons and their families and their grandchildren. I wasn't planning to do anything like this, but it was Dave here who actually introduced me to the possibility. And God put his finger on me, and it's really from that I decided to take up the role as centre manager here in Eastleigh.
That's great. So, what are the plans then? We've got what is CAP going to be doing? In what way are they going to be working with local residents in and around Eastleigh and Chandlersford? How are they going to be helping them?
Right. Well, the way it works is that I get in touch with various referral agencies in the area, like the Department of Work and Pensions, job clubs, stuff like that. Give the message out about what CAP can do for people who are in debt, and through that, we get referrals, and once we have those referrals, then we take them through a process of 3 meetings, which is initially starts with fact gathering about their finance position, and then ultimately providing them a debt plan, so that what happens is all the information we get from the clients goes up to head office, and they renegotiate all their creditors' deals that originally the client has had, and get them a good plan, really, which they can afford.
Yeah, great. And they get some relational support as well. You have befrienders
that's right,
that come in with you. Is that
right? That's the great part of it. Yeah, we have volunteers who come alongside myself, going through that process. They build a relationship with the clients, with a view to that being an ongoing relationship after the debt plan has been put in place, just to support them in their in their ongoing dealing with their debt, and also to provide them with good news as and when they would like to hear about that. Yeah.
That's great. So I know you've been really busy with the training, and we've been thinking about a launch date and things like that. Tell us then, what is the plan in terms of when is the centre going to be launched?
The centre's going to be launched on the 26th of September. Great. It's going to be here. There's going to be a big meeting up here with a CAP speaker in the morning. Yeah, that's a Sunday morning at Junction Church in Eastleigh. Yeah. And then there'll be a follow-up meeting out on the High Street about midday, and that will be a presentation to the public what we're doing. to make
Great.
it known.
Great. So tell us about your needs. What can folk who are watching the video, how can they engage with this? What are you looking for in terms of volunteers at this point in time, working towards the launch?
Well, there's a number of things that people can do to support the debt centre here. There's certainly need in regard to financial support, prayer, administration, things like that. But the most important thing that we're really asked after, and this is a real appeal to you folk out there, is for befrienders to get alongside those in need in this way, and to build, well, just it's what it says really, to befriend people, to be able to really pray with them, and ultimately to help them lead their way out of debt, but also to share the good news of Jesus Christ. So we're after people with a real heart for of love for people, but also heart for the gospel as well.
Yeah, great. So we've got some opportunities for volunteers to train before the centre's launch. What would somebody do if there's somebody out there who wants to consider or explore what it means to be a volunteer? What would they do?
Well, do get in touch. My details will be up on the screen in a minute, and do get in touch, either call or email me to say you'd like to get involved. It's, as I say, it's for people who really have a heart of love for people in need and a heart for the gospel. I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, great. So Jeremy, would love to hear from you. Do get in touch as soon as possible if you're interested in exploring this. And we really look forward as churches together here in Eastleigh to seeing the centre relaunched from the end of September this year.